some real dramatic pauses when you talk. I don't want to tell you that for a while. We'll get into that in a minute. Let me intro the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Bleacherz with Jay, Hugh, and Mo.
Yes. Hey, hold on.
I push mute. That's outside. That's the mid. But today we got a good show for y'all. We'll be talking about Derek Jeter, just, number retired and everything. Is he the greatest Yankee ever? Then we gonna talk about Tom Brady, Go Blue. How much longer is he really gonna play? Then we gonna talk about the Wizards, Game 7. Let's see who will come out of this on top. Go Celtics. Then that game 1 was a little crazy. We'll see what's gonna happen in Game 2. Mm-hmm. Then we're gonna stick with the Warriors. Talk about Steve Kerr. The team. We're gonna talk about the NBA draft lottery coming up tomorrow. I guess Tuesday tomorrow. See who will, come out. Who will win that? Then we'll talk about should athletes be obligated to sign autographs, take pictures, greet kids and fans at different events. And if they don't, should they be ridiculed for doing that? Hey, we'll talk about that too. Let's get to it. Hey, fellas, what's the weekend?
I actually could say I had a pretty good weekend. I wasn't that bad. And I was able to chill and hang out with mom. Every month today, man. Month today is like every day, but still, I can't hook her up with a nice little gift. She would have put me in the doghouse about this. For a minute, and it was just a really good weekend because I didn't have to be at the job. We work on the weekends, get stressed. So once again, thank God for that.
That's what's up, Jay.
My weekend was cool. It was straight, kind of laid back. I've been dealing with this pinched nerve though in my damn shoulder, like something terrible, man. This pinched nerve been killing me. But I did have a good day yesterday. I took my woman out for Mother's Day, and we had a nice little time. So yeah, man, weekend was cool. Weekend was nice.
Is that why we didn't get our topic yesterday? Oh,
actually no. Actually no. This is hey, check this out though. This is what happened. Now we both. Where are you at, man?
I'm not cooking today.
Where you at?
I'm actually I'm just coming back home, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a crappy day at work, man. We don't want to talk about my shit.
Well, yeah, man. What happened was I wasn't at home last night, and I left my charger. So I left my charger at the crib. She left her charger at the crib too. So neither one of us had chargers. I had to throw my phone off. So I didn't, so I didn't have my phone until later on, in the this morning. So I turned it on.
Right.
As soon as I turned my phone on, first text message Monique, can we get the topic? I'm like, really?
I'm saying.
So nobody else can do topics for me, huh?
Oh, yes,
so I just fall over and go in the hospital.
I can do the topics. Is that what you need?
God. Monique, don't start with me today.
Y'all ain't gonna be ready for the topics. I'm talking about quality TV and sports.
Oh, we're not about to get no whole woman show up in here and all that.
Well, wait. It's an all-man show every day. It's an all-man show. Then you brought 3 other men in. So it is an all-man show. So where we talk about men on reality TV, sales and Emily. So, anyway.
Stop, Mello.
I wanted to say thank you to you and for sending me Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Greetings, Ivers. Thank
you. Welcome, dog. You know
I
that.
am a
You deserve it. You deserve it, Mo. You awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but if somebody else, but no, thank y'all for this.
Oh, sure. It ain't just about Joe.
I just met you. Jay, you the first one I didn't got from you, and I didn't know you. Let's
go down every year.
I think you with a message.
I think I did. Yeah, I think I did.
That's all I want to know.
I got it. So since somebody asked me how my weekend was, I had a pretty I cleaned up the house on Sunday. That was pretty much it. I was waiting for topics, but they didn't come, so I just cleaned up, washed dishes and stuff, washed clothes, mopped and swept a few rooms. But okay, before we get into the show, why did I just see something crazy on Facebook? This guy say, I saw this. He said LeVar Ball is the dad of the year.
What? Jabari? Was it Jabari?
My friend. I don't know who's Jabari. Oh, Jabari. No, it's the LeVar of the Year award.
Dude,
They like, I taking that. Making a fool out of this. Like, that's all of the parts. Like, it's all bad. What are we doing today?
I hear that. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So let's talk about Derek Jeter. Is he the best ever? What you think?
Man, I love Derek Jeter, man. I love him because he's been out of the spotlight, and he's not trying to be that guy anymore. He already had time, player won championship with the Yankees. He's been basically Yankees baseball as long as he's been playing. I definitely believe if he's not one of them, he's definitely top 5 guys who are ghosted. People still love, like, your Yogi Berra. Everybody loves Yogi, DiMaggio, and, you got those guys from that era, that people love so much. And you look at it, and it's like, well, yeah, Derek Jeter's definitely up there with those guys. I believe just because of the class carried with it, too. And not really trying to get on a race thing, but by him having a black dad and a white mom, he had to carry himself correctly. But just glad he never really always, or his name was always in the dirt or dragging his parents' legacy through the mud. He's definitely glad. I definitely enjoyed his time, too. The ceremony yesterday was beautiful that they gave him, man. I watched that. I didn't even watch the game. But yeah, I just feel like he should be considered one of the top 5 if he's not top 3 of all time with the Yankees. Yeah, I'll have to say that. Because what he meant to the Yankees baseball.
Jay?
I most definitely have to say, you look at all of the greats, you named a few of them. You throw in Ted Williams and, Yankee greats like that. You look at those people and you get to see like if a person is, you know, the greatest or not or whatever, and you look at this Jeter's resume, like his resume is second to none, man. Like just one of the one of the greatest baseball players ever. You know, he's sitting up here talking about the best Yankees. You know, one of the greatest baseball players ever. His longevity was just, you know, just unheard of in the game of baseball, man. And to see, you know, how that, you know, Hugh just said that, you know, he was more into that than he was, you know, the baseball thing. He a baseball dude, you know, so I was just in awe, you know, how they treated him or whatever. And I would have to say, I'm not sure if I can go all the way and say he's the best Yankee. He's definitely top 3. I'll say he's definitely up there, top 3 Yankee of all time. Gotta be. One of two players of all time as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean,
so
go ahead, Monique.
no, go right up.
So I was about to say, just his and how he this is how you present the game. You know what I'm saying? Like just the game itself. He plays with dignity and that type of stuff, man. It was just, you know, just one of those things, just professionalism at its prime, you know. So, man, kudos to Derek Jeter. I kind of miss him, though. I kind of miss his little highlights and stuff like that, man.
Oh, yeah.
On Sports Center. Yeah.
Okay, so I was
what you about to say, Monique? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, right out. Go ahead, Sean.
Hugh, if you don't sit your butt down, man, what are you doing? Shooting dice?
Oh, no, man. Just lost the job, man. I was pissed off, man.
What happened?
Trying to make me in trouble. Oh, no, I'm not trying to be a man like that. Yeah, but I just don't really feel like they're so desperate now at that job to get help. That, you know, it's just really starting to piss me off a lot. You know, I just didn't really think that it was appropriate, a lot of the things that go on there, but don't even want to really get into that because I don't want nobody listening to the show and me, you know, be all up in my face about it. But just really feel like, man, you know, maybe if people lay off the reefer, man, we need more people who just don't want to work, you know, that reefer and come in and try to get them an honest with it. That's the reason why I'm going through what I'm going through at that place. But no, I'm good, though. Just really glad to be here and doing the show with y'all. So,
hey, look, Ricky Williams wants to smoke over making millions. So, I mean, it's I don't know. Maybe that's, I don't know. Now he on Celebrity Apprentice. But anyway, so I was looking up Derek Jeter, and it says like where he ranked top Yankees, and it says like he's number 1 for hits. He ranked 3465, ranked ahead of Lou Gehrig. He had 27-21, Babe Ruth 25-18. Teams, never $160 long balls, and Babe Ruth had 659, 37. And he only got 260, so he's not even close. They say for RBI, RBI runs better in.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
No. Look at that. Won't he do it? Is they he's fixing that. I don't know. Okay, let me ask you a question. When they have like numbers and it'd be like a point, like in front of that point.
That's your batting average most times. Like, say, for instance, if I ended the whole season with a .322, then I had a 300 batting average. That's all that is. Usually don't round it off like, oh, you had a 322. No, they're going to say I had at least around 300 batting average. That's just basically more or less like your average and what you have or your percentage. Like in my percentage was something like that. So, I wouldn't be good at it, And I don't know why they do it like that, though. That feels something that's odd to me. I'd rather it be a whole number. But, yeah, that's just how they do it in baseball, though. Like if my batting average was .333, then, that's good. But other categories wouldn't be good in that percentage. It depends on what it is.
Okay. Well, guys are far behind all the top people that played for them. Like Gary got 19. 19. That's not bad, but ranking him among the top Yankees, he's number 6.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's not 16. You know what I'm saying? So he's a lot closer to that than. Oh man, what happened?
See, if it serves me correctly, Hugh, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a baseball guy like that though. But wasn't he batting like leadoff or something?
Yeah.
So you can't bat nothing in if you going leadoff all the time. You're getting batted in most of the time.
Because I'm talking Chinese. So, they say he's 5th in WAR. I don't know what WAR is. Walk. I don't know. What is WAR, Hugh? You're a baseball guy.
You said WAR?
Yeah.
You know what? Shit, I have no idea what the hell the WAR is.
All right. But
I'm into it, but not like
8.
that.
But his batting average, he's 8. And he got, a point 300 and then a 310. But, yeah, he only 8 for that.
And that was his batting average as far as his career? Because
they said his career, it says he never won a batting title, but Jeter hit better than 312 seasons and 310 for his career.
Oh, okay.
And Babe Ruth got 349. So he, Bob Muddle, Bill Dickey, Wade Boggs only got like 311 and 313. And he's 28 in op. I don't know what ops are. I pulled this up so you would can fill in with these letters.
Yeah, I definitely looked it up too. So the wins above replacement. That's basically saying that it's the attempt by the sabermetric baseball community to summarize the player's total contribution of their team and one statistic. So basically, you should always use more than one metric at the time when evaluating players. UAR is basically all inclusive and provides a useful reference point to comparing players. So that's basically the wins above replacement, and it's putting all the players into that one basket, and comparing and basically teetering out who's the best at the actual status of the game. So you're basically, so while we're comparing all the actual baseball players, this is doing the same thing. And it's basically the win above replacement as far as who's the best game. And that's what that's doing. That's basically putting them in that circle and doing a comparison. On like labeling the number one to probably most times you do a top 50 or top 100.
Okay. Well, he's fifth with 71.9. And DiMaggio is at 78.1, so wasn't too far behind the top.
Not at all.
Games played, he's number one. No one has appeared in more games than him with 2,747. And Mantle is 2,401. And Babe Ruth is only at 2,084. So go ahead, Jeter. Stolen bases, he's number one. Run score, he's number two. They got a lot. Strike out, he's number one. With 18. With 1840. A little Derek Jeter. I mean, it seems like he's in the top five at least of the all-time Yankees so far.
Not impressive,
so,
considering.
Salute to
like
you, Derek Jeter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Like you right
did
there.
It clean
You
too. He didn't do anything like juice or nothing the most. So as when you hear him, Andy Pettitte, they said he had human growth hormone. He was taking them, and he was basically saying, I don't know how true it is, but he must have had the evidence. He said he needed it, and I guess he had a muscle deficiency or whatever that was going on in his career, but he was advised by the doctor to take it. So when that came up with Andy Pettitte, he basically just nipped it in the bud. And it was like, okay, he did, but this is the reason why. But when you had guys like Roger Clemens, I knew he was juicing because he was looking like a linebacker, pitching the ball, and his shoulders was like huge. He looked like he definitely should be playing football, and then you got your A-Rod who, definitely got caught doing it, But a lot of the guys in that steroid era, you never heard Jeter's name in there. He's always stayed that same body type, and he's always been a person who can represent the game. If you say that right now, a lot of them guys couldn't, because a lot of those dudes was juicing. A lot of guys surprised the hell out of me. A-Rod is one of them. Well, one thing I've learned, too, is whenever Jose Canseco say something, you better listen, because Jose Canseco introduced a lot of those guys. So when your Mark McGwire said he wasn't taking it was a lie, because he basically said he was ejecting him. But then when he said it about A-Rod, Pud, Rodriguez, and, Primero, he said it about a lot of players. And he basically injected them himself. In Barry Bonds, a lot of guys that he said he introduced that to. And when you didn't believe him, well, most times it came out 100%, and it was correct. It was accurate. But you never heard Jeter's name and any allegations or anything like that. So
right.
When
he was not a tabloider.
Mm-hmm. And he kept it clean. He never was in a drama or anything. He's supposed to be. So that's why I think he should be one of the top Yankees, which improves what you just read in the statistics on him.
All right. Good job, Jeter. Wish you the best with your retirement. So, football. Woo-hoo. Michigan. Woo-hoo. Oh, wait, fun fact about, I did not know about Derek Jeter, that he grew up in Michigan from the age of 4 to graduating high school. Shout out to Kalamazoo. So, back to Tom Brady and Michigan and all of his, should he retire. Jay, you're a Michigan man, Michigan fan, Michigan man, however it go. What you think about Tom? You think how much longer you think he has, and then do you think he should retire? Jay? Hello?
Jay went to sleep. He does enough on this ball.
It was probably one of his technical difficulties. All right, Hugh, let's do this. What?
All right. Allow me to be short. I basically feel like I thought that I was really surprised, Mo, that he actually came back again. His wife wanted to retire this year, and his wife is basically telling him, Tom, you got 5 Super Bowl rings, no other quarterback does that or has that right now, who basically started and won all the Super Bowls that you did. Right. And she wanted him to, call it a quit, and he said, no, I'm not a check baby. So I want to still continue to do it. I don't know for how long. He's going to be 40 this season. I say he may be able to do it 40, maybe 41. But I don't really think he has that long of a time frame. A lot of people suggested that that's why they stacked their roster the way they did. They had like a really huge home run receiver in Brandon Cooks, and they bulked up the defense and did a lot of the tweaks that they felt like, because a lot of people that feel like they were going to win that Super Bowl. The new team that they have is a little more talented than the last team that won that Super Bowl. So I believe they're trying to get him to go out blazing, guns blazing, and just feel like right now, I thought that he would have definitely maybe a year, this year or two. But I still feel like, to be honest with you, Mo, if something happens to where Tom Brady and them go run the table, or if they just win the Super Bowl, period. If they win this Super Bowl, and that's a big if, because it's hard to repeat. But if they could repeat and win this next Super Bowl, I don't think he will come back, because 5 is a lot. To win 6 is impressive. He's been in the most Super Bowls with 7, and his record is 5-2 in the Super Bowl, which is still impressive. But just imagine if he won 2 of the ones that they lost. I really don't think, or if he won both, in hell you tell me the time to still be here trying to, win the Super Bowl, because he really didn't have nothing to prove. Don't really have nothing now to prove, to breaking all those Super Bowl and playoff records that he has. But I still really felt like it really wasn't that necessary for him to come back. But if he's going to go back for a year or 2, I think that that's where I feel like that he will probably end his career, because I don't really think that he can do another 3 or 4. 2 is pushing right now, to be honest with you. But I still feel like he's able to do it. But yeah, I feel like another Super. I don't believe he'll be back to wear and tear the game, But I know he has a crazy workout regimen and is like no other, and he eats a lot of weird food, like avocado ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah, I was reading that.
Oh yeah,
he's in really good shape for an older guy, though. And me and Jay was talking about that, how impressed we were to read and how disciplined he is and how he stays focused on his body. And I think he's more focused on his body now and his age right now than he was when he was younger. That's why he's so dangerous, because his long ball improved once he was getting up in his age, up in his 30s, and just him and his accuracy. I think everything improved as he got older. And that's what makes him so unique, because most times at this age, players decline. But at the same time, too, he's in his 40s, or he's going to be 40. So, we'll have to see how he's paying out, which I really still don't feel like he'll miss a beat. But the funny thing was, too, that, he graced the cover of the Madden 2018. They have it when it comes out September, like close to the football season. They have a gold edition to that, and it was a meme saying, hey, Belichick, how come you kept, Jimmy Garoppolo around? And Belichick was like, well, you see who graced the cover of that, because it's definitely something out there. It's called the Madden curse. A lot of the people on there end up on milk cartons after a while.
Yeah.
You know, and I was talking today. I'm a little nervous about that, him being on there. You know, Gronk won the Super Bowl, but Gronk didn't play. You know.
Right.
And he breaks the cover, but yeah, it basically depends on what Brady's going to do because he's never really had no freak injuries or he's never really banged up. I mean, the regular banged up season for the players, you know, you're going to have your wear and tear, but yeah, I still believe that he has a good 2 years on him, if you ask me, in my opinion. If he wins the Super Bowl, though, I definitely don't think he'll be back, though. That's fact.
We got Jay back. He has to
Yeah.
take care.
Well, what happened was I was trying not to get any interference, so I put myself on hold, and I forgot I was on hold. So I'm down here trying to get the pizza, right? Because the lady decides she don't know where the hell she is. So I'm out here getting this pizza or whatever, and when you were segueing into Tom Brady, I took my phone actually off mute because I thought that's the mute that I was on. So I was actually on because I'm working the boards too. So I put myself on mute on the board and not just the phone. So talking, when I put myself on mute, I talk about security, and then you like, dang. I'm like, oh, shoot. But I'm back. Tom Brady. Tom Brady. Man, I think Tom, it's gonna be a while before he retires. I can see what Hugh is saying as far as if he wins another Super Bowl, he'll be done. That would be what, 6? So that's a big like step. Try to live up to like anybody, like to try to catch, 6 Super Bowls by a quarterback, man. That's highly impressive. But I think that that's competitive nature in Tom Brady. And he's both in 40s, so I don't think that's gonna stop his flow at all. Like you said, he has a great workout resume, all of that stuff, man. And I just think as long as his health provides it, I think he'll play. I think the only thing that'll stop, 2 things that'll stop Tom Brady: a serious injury, or just him and Giselle sitting down and being like, "Yeah, it's time. It's time. Let's go ahead and raise our kids and go live off in the woods somewhere." You know what I'm saying? Not to be heard from nobody else or whatever. I think either those 2 things have to happen. The Madden thing, it could happen. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen it, Hugh.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've been playing Madden for years, bro. So we've seen, our favorite players on the cover of Madden, and preseason gone. First game regular season gone. So I mean, it can happen. This isn't this Brady's second time on the cover.
I think the time before he won the Super Bowl, the one time he was on the cover.
Yeah.
The next year.
So yeah. So this is like his second time gracing the cover. So I mean, I ain't gonna get too much into that Madden thing, whatever. But I do think the curse is legit. But other than that, man, for real. I mean, just Brady made all this some tough stuff, man. And I would hear Max Kellerman on First Take say, he gonna fall off a cliff, and Brady gonna go downhill and all this. It's just with a system like the New England Patriots run.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the older he's gotten, the better he's gotten. What the?
I can agree with that. I could definitely agree with that. He definitely did seem like he get better and with age.
Oh yeah, get smarter, all that stuff.
And he says
all
that he knows. He says, I have the answers to the test now. He's like, you can't surprise me on defense. I've seen it all. I processed 261 games. I played them all. It's an incredibly hard sport, but because the processes are right and are in place for anyone with experience in the job, like I know this. I know what y'all about to come with me with. You know what I'm saying? Like he like, I'm ready. I can still do it. I understand wife might not want me to, but hey, wifey, who wants to stop at 5? Why not just you keep going until you can't go? You know, like.
Mm-hmm.
And then also he has a $60 million contract until 2019.
I remember that when he signed that like right before that Super Bowl.
Yeah, he signed last year, so he he's pretty much there next couple of seasons. So we'll see. Hopefully Tom can pull out his 6 to 7 more years. But he can.
He needs it.
And
absolutely.
Like, no Tom, keep playing. Go Blue.
So that Super Bowl win was highly impressive, man. That was one of those things where, like, I think where, Hugh, where we were growing up, right? The stuff from back in the day, like the Immaculate Reception and that type film that we weren't born for. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And those fans in the 60s and 70s, they had their moments and stuff like that. We rarely, we had good sports moments, but historic stuff, like in that Super Bowl, that was like history right there. That's NFL films that, our kids or grandkids would be watching when they growing up. Like, man, who's this Brady guy? Like, he was awesome. Like, look what he did in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So that was just, I also think that Super Bowl win and the way he won it, what he did, it really showcased him in a light that I don't think people really understood, like, how good he was until that, like from poise and, taking a team on your back and carrying your team. What you're doing on offense is trickling down to your defense. Like, the whole team is just infected, you know what I'm saying, by your, by your poise and your resilience and stuff like that, man. It was just, to me, that was just historic. The best of all time. Like, for real. Just that type of stuff, just to have that type of force for your whole team, man, that's awesome. So I hope he does play about 6 more years. I ain't ready for him to go.
Right. Like, who's got left? Like the question you said about LeBron. When LeBron leaves, who do we have to replace LeBron? Who will replace him?
Yeah. Good question. Maybe we say that for next week.
Right. That's good question. Yeah. Time's replacement. Who will it be? Matt Stafford? No. Oh, I like that Stafford. Look, let me explain something to you about me and my football. Okay. I'm a Packers fan. All day, number one. Go Green Bay. I like all types of teams. Then, I'm a Detroit fan. Like, all Detroit sports. Red Wings, hockey. I said Red Wings, hockey. The Red Pistons, Lions, the Fury, we had the Shock. Whoever, the Detroit Dark Angels, football, check them out at John Glenn. But season not too far from
I'm going to see that.
But anyway.
Do they have on lingerie?
Do you have on lingerie?
Maybe
That's the answer.
Maybe
that is the answer.
See, you see how she just tried to do me, Jack? Because I just wanted to know if they had on lingerie. That's all I asked. I'm sorry.
They're dressed like dude. They look like Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
I ain't want to. Who's going to watch that girl? Not me. Not me. We done got Mo out now. Come on, Mo, don't be like this.
Well, we need.
Jeez, we done lost Mo. It's on purpose, man. We ain't lose much.
Anyway, so let's talk about the Celtics and the Wizards. I'm only gonna say one thing: that this is what playoff basketball is supposed to be.
Absolutely.
It's supposed to be top teams going hard, making it hard for the other ones to make it beyond them. You know what I'm saying? Like Game 7, that's what it's about. Go the distance. I hate sweeps because it makes it so boring. It's like big brother bullying on his little brother. Now, you know you're gonna beat him. Just, like, come on, at least give him a chance. Let him win one. You know, but we're gonna start with Mr. Long Pause. Okay.
That's a long pause, huh? I'll be thinking.
Yeah, you'll be pausing like you watch. It'll be like 30 seconds and you're like, all right. So
see, I'll be thinking. I'll be having to get my thoughts together. Game 7, Eastern Conference semifinals, Celtics Wizards tonight. This is what people wait for. Stuff like this, good, gritty, grinded out type series. This is why I'm actually in for, and I heard they were actually talking about this. Adam Silver was actually talking about this, about mixing up all 16 teams and just going by seed, almost going the NCAA route. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
By record. Mm-hmm. And, you know what I'm saying, if two teams in the Western Conference match up, in the first round, that's who do it. Or if two teams in the one from the East, one from the West match up, like Cleveland could be going against Portland in the first round, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just having a Western Conference, Eastern Conference. Because what happens is you don't get the competition that you're supposed to get until you get deep into the playoffs. And just like we'll be talking about in a minute, San Antonio and Golden State. But that game was awesome. And that's what we want to see. We want to see last-minute possessions and on the edge of our seat type deal or whatever. And through the first couple rounds of playoffs, you put in Cleveland and Golden, these other series, stuff like that. The playoffs haven't really been competitive at all, Nope. And I had a feeling this series between Boston and Washington was going to be very competitive because they're so even matched and they're just hungry teams and they're so gritty. They're so gritty and grimy. Now, I don't give them too much of a chance against Cleveland, but I think that this game tonight is going to be a good game. But I don't think it's going to be – I think the Celtics going to pull away late. And the reason I say that is I don't think Washington has learned to win on the road yet. I still think they're young. And what I mean by young is their mental state is still young. So they feed off the emotion. The crowd gets them, over some humps or whatever. But when they're on the road, their backs against the wall. I'm not saying that they'll be scared because I don't think they'll be scared. I just think they'll make mental errors and they'll have mental lapses. And with Boston scores in waves as we could when they've been at home, and no team in this series has won a road yet. So I don't think shit gonna change today. You know what I'm saying? So I got Boston and Cleveland, Eastern Conference Finals Wednesday. So that's what I say, and it's crazy because we'll be talking about it later too. Boston got a chance to go to the Eastern Conference Finals and get the number 1 pick in the draft. That's crazy.
Number 1 pick.
That's crazy. Thanks, Brooklyn Nets. Look at it.
Them just idiots.
I'm done with my point. There's not a long pause. I'm done.
No, the pause comes before you start talking, not after.
Oh, shut up.
So when you stop talking, it's just you listening. It's not a pause. But you never know it's you because you like to interrupt. Or maybe that's just me. You just interrupt me. But anyway, you think this stuff with.
Man, it's actually a pretty interesting series. I love to see it. The closest team to and they were very close to winning on the road was Boston. It was actually something where I was a little shocked because they were up like 5, maybe 6 points with like a minute and 34 seconds left, and it just seems like they had a chance still to close it out. It was just a really good shot by Wall. I just really felt like it was really that contested, you know. But it's like you can't give a person any space to the NBA to pull up the jumper because he got enough space to where he was comfortable at his 10. And when I seen that, I was like, damn, this shot's going down. And when it went down, I just think that Boston panicked because didn't really think they were ready for that type of pressure, definitely on the road. None of them seemed like they could really handle the road under those circumstances. But it's a really good series. It's good for basketball. I looked at it and said, no disrespect to LeBron, but they took the low road out and said, hey, man, we could easily just run through this, you know, the playoffs as the number 2 seed versus the number 1. And then a lot of people had to look at that Washington matchup, man. I know they looked at that probably on their schedule. They got away from all the hecticness during the beginning 2 weeks as it's the number 2 seed, you know. But then again, I feel like in certain ways too that Cleveland don't really respect a lot of those teams either, you know, until they get to that like conference final, which I would be surprised if any other 2 teams can win 2 games, to be honest with you.
Right.
But still, they're just, you know, like we all thought, they were just basically stretching this series now for, you know, LeBron to play whomever, and they're just basically the crossroads to the actual final, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But just been good for the NBA, it's been good for the fans, and it's been good for basketball for the people who don't really watch it often, who just probably just turn on the TV and look at it every now and then. You know, this is something that they can look forward to. But when it comes to this next series, you know, will they be able to get a game or 2? That's what I'm looking at. I think on both ends, you know, well, not maybe the San Antonio. I would be surprised if they could win 2 over there as well. But at the end of the day, they're just stretching it long enough for us to get ready and get prepared for a rematch in the final.
I agree.
No matter how fun and interesting it's been and how much we've enjoyed it, we're just basically getting ready for the finals, which is going to be Cleveland and Golden State again.
Yeah. That's what's coming.
Why?
Yeah, and I find it funny though that they haven't mixed the format up yet. Like why they still keep it the way it is, because the competition isn't, you know, and it almost makes them makes it to the point where they should just put it back to how it was before you, like how it was the 3. What was it?
The best about 5.
3. What was it? Yeah. 5. Yeah, that's 5 and that's 7. Like they should just do it like that. Like, what's the point of? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Making every series 7-game series. Like, they just playing 4 games just to play 4 games. Like, it's just, yeah, man. It's repetitive to the point where you want to see competition because that's what playoff basketball is all about. And when you get the 16 teams, you know, you're thinking these are the best 16 teams in the NBA, so you at least get competition somewhere. And I think the mixing up of conferences within the playoffs, I think it'll make everything interesting. Like, it'll make it very interesting because of matchups and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? A West Coast team having to travel over to the East, you know, and stuff like that. It'll make it very interesting. I think it'll be cool as hell to see that. So, yeah.
All right, so still NBA. The Warriors. I heard the first game was crazy and it was cheating, and that's the only way that the Warriors won. That was Hugh. So Hugh, what you think about this? What you think about this series that's about to go down?
I actually thought it was a good series. I know the basketball guys praying upon the Golden State Warriors after that miraculous comeback. And I definitely believe, too, they were having a sigh of relief when Kawhi Leonard got injured. I really respect Kawhi's game, but, man, that dude was looking like he could not. They could stop him when he was playing. That guy really impressed me because at the end of the day, like, when I was hearing people, and I'm like, yeah, they said he should be third in the MVP voting, or he should be mentioned amongst the MVPs. And now after with my man's Jay Hart, man, you know, when he just didn't show up, I think that Kawhi definitely should be the runner-up. But no one, really. You know, and I mean absolutely no one. The game they won because of him. I mean, this guy literally had to score 50-some-odd points to even make them look competitive in his game. But what Kawhi showing me right here is heat of the moment. He didn't even really supposed to play because he banged up real bad. And there was a possibility he wasn't supposed to play, but he ended up coming in and playing, and he played lights out. Unfortunately, he got hurt. A lot of my boys was laughing me saying it was kind of like the Creole, like the Karate Kid code that happened to him. And I said, well, what are y'all talking about, man? I said, y'all really think that they did that, man? Because, you know, a lot of my old school Karate Kid fans probably get the point. When I talked to my cousin Greg, man, big up to Greg Alfred, he was basically saying, man, Hugh, it was the Karate Kid, man. I was telling my man something, Jaja Machula to do something dirty, just not come out the game for real. And he looked at me like, come on now, Hugh, man. He said, you ain't born yesterday. I laughed, and I thought about it like, damn, sweet Kool-Aid. I was like, they did that because I feel like Kawhi Leonard didn't think that he did it intentionally. But I'm going to have to continue to go through that because they had me paranoid. You know, because Jesus goes to a Warriors fan, but he usually ain't going to tell me something like that when I'll be having suspicious about it. You know, and I'm definitely going to look at it, and I definitely will make a comment about it next week broadcast. And I'm going to kind of look at it and kind of study and see what happened to see if I see the same damn thing. But, yeah, I'm definitely going to check into that sweep the legs method because I feel like if Kawhi still played the game could have probably went different. It could have been probably San Antonio coming up top, you know. But then again, we can't really say too much more. I can't really flip out and, you know, be angry and vicious and malicious about all this stuff that happened. It happened. But when you look at it, though, they had many opportunities, too, to pull out that game, and they did. They had many opportunities at the end where they could have still, you know, went out to the Blazers and won that game. That game was so important to them because if they could have won that game, they could have set Kawhi out and like, well, yeah, he's injured, he's banged up. We're not going to have him play. Have him have at least a good 5 days off to get ready for the series going back to San Antonio. That was a crucial game, but you got to give credit to Golden State. For them guys to be down 25, and they would just kept bringing the pressure to those guys. It wasn't like it was a minute where they really gave in. They basically stayed on Golden State, and they were in their grill. They was aggressive, blocking shots. They did everything they were supposed to do. Gasol actually grew some cojones too, and the last series carried over to this game one. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what's going to happen. Maybe that took their confidence out of them, though. And then if Kawhi don't play, that's not going to really help them either. We'll see how it goes when it goes and turn the tables to San Antonio. But at the end of the day, though, that game sometimes is mentally draining after games like that. I've seen it in football, basketball, and then, same thing as far as when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons. Let's see how they react after that Super Bowl, 25 points that they had and losing it, at the end when it was all there. It was their game to lose, and they definitely did that. I want to see how San Antonio's going to have to come out, because it's not going to be like, well, we can wait a while. They only got it there so the rest. And then they're right back at it tomorrow. So, I think they're right back at it tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah,
it's like you got to get that right off your back, and you got to just brush that off and come back out with a game plan. I mean, with Kawhi Leonard in that game plan, they look pretty good, but without him, at times they actually look lost. Parker hurt. They still managed to just go crazy on Houston. But when Kawhi Leonard's out, it's totally different.
Jay, what you think? The Spurs, Warriors.
You know what? It comes down to the fact that the Spurs, to me, choked yesterday. Now, when you're up 25 points, running a system, well, you run that. I think yesterday, if anything, show how good the Golden State Warriors can be and how dangerous they can be. I said this 2 years ago when Golden State won the championship. I said that no lead is ever big when you're against the Golden State Warriors, and they can shoot the basketball the way that they do. They shoot the three ball the way that they do. And when they score in waves. And to make it even worse now, you have Kevin Durant to add to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Now, Klay was off yesterday. He was 2 for 11. Steph was on. He had 40 points. Kevin Durant had 34 points. You know what I'm saying? So when you can't neutralize one of those guys or two of them or whatever, somebody's going to burn you. Either it's going to be Klay and Durant, Klay and Draymond, Steph, Draymond, Steph, Durant, Steph, Klay, whatever combination you want. It's hard to beat those guys. Like I said, when they can shoot the ball the way that they shoot, it's tough to beat them. Now, going to the play where that was funny you said that the Karate Kid thing or whatever. If you look at Kawhi, he was hurt coming into the series. You know what I'm saying? His ankle was jacked up against Houston. He turned his ankle. He turned his ankle earlier in the game after he made a 3-pointer or whatever, and he rolled his ankle on David Lee's foot on the bench. He wasn't watching where he was going or whatever. He turned his ankle, so he tweaked it a little bit. Then with Jaja, you know what I'm saying? That happened. Now I don't agree at all with somebody being criticized for contesting the shot. Shit happened. Now, I was listening to Steven Jackson earlier. They had Steven Jackson on one of the shows earlier. I think it was Sports Nation or something. And they was asking him about the quote, was it dirty or whatever? And I understood what he was saying, but I didn't agree with the context of what he was saying. He was pretty much saying that it was kind of a dirty play, but it wasn't. It was an unnecessary play. That's what he was really saying. He wasn't saying it was too much dirty. then it was unnecessary. And if you look at it, Jaja contested the shot twice. So he first put the hand up, and then he took a step forward while Kawhi was releasing the ball. You know what I'm saying? So after like the ball was pretty much released, he got a little bit closer to him. So when, Kawhi came down on his foot. Now, I would understand if Jaja was looking downward when this was happening to see where his foot would be placed at, where Kawhi was going to land. But what's the percentages of him contesting the shot and Kawhi just coming down and landing on his foot? You know what I'm saying? And him not knowing or whatever where he going to land at. Or Jaja says, okay, well, I know he's going to land here, so I'm going to put it here. I ain't going to look down. So it was just, to me, it just happened. Even with that, you still up over 20 points. So, what happened to defense? So, y'all can't play defense without Kawhi. You can't hold on to a 20-point lead without him. You know what I'm saying? You're still a competitive basketball team, as you showed against the Houston Rockets in Game 6. Y'all blew them off their own gym. And granted, James Harden was in a trance or some shit, whatever he was in.
He was missing box.
Right. They still blew them out the water. So my thing is, San Antonio still has the tools to compete. Period. Now, Kawhi, it already been said, Kawhi not gonna play in Game 2. So more likely he'll be back in Game 3. I still think San Antonio can still be competitive in the game. Now, will they win? I doubt it. But
pretty much.
but will they be? Can they be competitive? I think so, and I think they can. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they can pull something over your head. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, just going to say this has too much. But I feel like it was more of a choke job than any. You know what I'm saying, with San Antonio yesterday, and then it showed the greatness of Golden State. But I do think this will be a good series, banking on Kawhi being 100% come Game 3. You know what I'm saying? Because I do think they can make it competitive once back to San Antonio. But I mean, you never know. But like you said, all roads are leading to the rubber match between Cleveland and Golden State, man. It's almost what X in stone. Like, you know, so I probably right now, if we come up to the future and go a month ahead, that'll be the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, man. It's nothing. It's not it's not rocket science or nothing like that. Everybody can see it. Like I said, everybody kind of saw it before the damn playoffs started. Yeah. You know, what it was going to be. So, I mean, that's what I said. It's becoming to the point where it's getting too predictable. And I think we talked about it when the playoffs first started, that, you know, when we did our playoff preview, that it just looks like it's, you know, it is too predictable right now. So that's why I think they need to jumble this shit up, make everything competitive, where you don't know who's gonna come out of what or who's gonna win what or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I think that's what's happened. But it was a damn good game yesterday, and it was very entertaining. Very entertaining.
So y'all don't think this will be a sweep?
I don't think it's gonna be no sweep. I think San Antonio's good for one game. At least good for one. Because the way they played yesterday, they played good. Like you was saying, when Kawhi was in there, it was damn near unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? They were. I mean, he couldn't be stopped. And then they put together a half that, you know what I'm saying, that was kind of almost like perfect. damn near perfect half. They damn near shot 70% from the field in the first half. You know, and Golden State had a 10-day rest, so they were tired. I mean, not tired, but they were rough. They were kind of rough. So it took them a minute to, you know, get in the groove or whatever. So, you know, I mean, it happens, but yeah, I think they'll get a game on me. They'll get a game out of this. They'll get them one.
Hugh, you think they go get one, or they go get more than one?
I believe it's a possibility they can get two, but like Jay said, it depends on if that boy Kawhi playing. Because when I seen him yesterday, I was impressed. I always liked Kawhi in his game, but you know, to see how good he played yesterday, you know, me and one of my buddies, a high school buddy, Marcus Jackson, we was talking, and I was like, man, this guy, man, I said he's definitely a guy who should be an MVP candidate every year when you see that performance, because of the fact is he went to the rim at will, he shot the ball at will, he grabbed rebounds, he's stealing the ball. He plays on both ends of the court. That's what makes him so dangerous. So without him, I really don't think the Spurs have much.
Well, we will see 8 o'clock tip off. I don't know who to root for, because I like the Spurs. I'm a Spurs girl because my husband, you know, Tim Duncan, a lot of sports husbands, so y'all don't judge me out there. Right, don't do that. But I don't know who to go for, so either way, I just don't want the Cavs to win nothing. So whoever's going to beat them is who needs to, if they make it. Like, come on, Celtics. Anyway, let's go. Let's see what's happening tonight. We'll talk about that next Monday. So sticking with the Warriors, let's talk about Steve Kerr. He's been out with some back pain. He has to have some stuff on. Doctors aren't really sure what's wrong with him. So he has been with the team since the since the second game of the first round. So do y'all think that him being out is going to hurt the Warriors' chances? I mean, that is the coach, the leader. So, Jay? Long pause.
You see it?
Okay.
See, this is I'm thinking. This is a question that is tricky. And the reason it's tricky is because I think in some instances, the coach is needed. They're needed, you know, to do certain things or whatever. We saw yesterday at halftime, Steve Kerr, you know, came in and gave a rah speech to the Warriors, and you know they went out and changed it around. I don't think that 100% had everything to do with their comeback yesterday. I think it kind of woke them up a little bit. I say that, you know, it did nudge them. But with the Warriors, I really think that they're becoming they're a young team, but they have veteran type they've been through the fire, I say. So with them being through the fire the way they have, and being together besides KD, being together the way they have over these past years, they've built a camaraderie with each other to the point where they can kind of motivate themselves, and they know what they need to do on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So they're not out there trying to figure stuff out, or coach having a, you know, you supposed to be over there, or you supposed to do this, blah, blah, whatever. I do think that them probably worrying about Steve Kerr, you know what I'm saying? Because kind of have an effect on them or whatever. But I don't think it'll have a long lasting effect like on that like as far as like if he don't come back, they have no chance of winning the championship. I wouldn't say that at all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't trust Mike Brown. I wouldn't either. But you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's still the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the other like Mike Brown led type teams or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got Clay, Steph, Draymond. You know what I'm saying? Who is probably just as vocal as anybody. You know, KD, all that stuff. So I mean, these guys know what they're doing, man. So it is sad to see Steve Kerr in this state. You know what I'm saying? Having to go through this shit again. No, but I mean, it's. You know, I heard it was kind of serious. You know what I'm saying? He had like spinal fluid or something. And if we all know, spinal fluid ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? That's just kill you. Like, you'll be out of here quick. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's poison your blood to mud, man. So, you know, I mean, I hope he gets better soon, but I hope he takes time and not trying to rush back because it's feeling like, oh, they need me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I know they like, Coach, we got you. We good. You know what I'm saying? You laid enough of a foundation where, you know, we can build off of that, you know, bring a championship home. So that's how I feel about it. I don't think it'll 100% take them out of the discussion or nothing like that.
Hugh, what you think?
I don't really think it would, but I think it mostly, like James said, that'll really probably play a toll on them. I think it's still, you know, as much as I get upset with Draymond Green for doing some of the boneheaded things that he do, but when he's thinking straight and when he got his mind right, I feel like he's one of the best leaders there are to lead a team. You know, I just don't think that my man Steph really had that in his DNA. You know, when you got him and Kevin Durant, who's been through those struggles before, and been through the fire, and like the Golden State team as a whole, you just got those guys basically being the ones who are the vocal leaders. I feel like they still got a lot of vocal leaders on that team. And like you said, with the case like Brown, he had that same struggle and look on his face he did with the past with some of his old teams. And that's what made me say, oh, damn, man, I hope that this don't be the end for them at this game, at this point, because it made it seem like he was like he didn't even know what the hell he was doing out there, which most times is 100% accurate. But just really feel like it will play a role unless them worrying about him, you know, will be the reason why I think that it'll be in a situation where they could probably lose themselves. But at the end of the day, as long as they can have him around, he could just be part or be present so they could see him and know what's going on with him. I definitely think that can help out a lot versus him not being around. That's why I definitely hope he can get his health back together and everything's okay with him. But, yeah, I don't really think it'll play like a big, you know, part of it. But definitely it could play a huge role. Definitely when it comes to the next round.
Yeah. They're the Warriors, man. They're going to be fine. Mark Jackson set the tone for everything. Steve Kerr came and he built a solid foundation off of that. You know, so these guys know what they're doing. That's almost like looking back at that Pistons team back in the day, man. You know what I'm saying? Rasheed and all them guys or whatever. Yeah. It's almost like saying if Larry Brown would have been out with something or whatever, they wouldn't have still had the same success. Yes, they you know what I'm saying? They were molded to that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, you could put an assistant coach there and they'll be able to, you know, an assistant coach, you know, most of the time they are a part of that whole. So it's, you know, they right by the head coach, giving pointers out and stuff like that, you know, and the whole dynamic is a little bit different because when you do have to take up the head coaching reins, you can't see as much because you're worried about kind of the X's and O's of the game, adjustments, stuff like that. So you got to worry about your other assistants on the bench or whatever. So, I mean, it changes it up a little bit, but you know, these players know what they should be doing out of the sport. You know, they don't have to. They're not college kids most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Or real young guys, you know, like a Minnesota Timberwolves team who need to be babied or some shit like that. You know, they kind of got a good mindset of what they need to do. But yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be all right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, if he ain't been there and ain't since the first round and ain't swept, you know, since he's been gone, I think he's. That's like when you raise your kid and you gotta send them out to the world. It's like, oh man, like, can they do it without me? I'm not there to, you know what I'm saying, to catch them, like. But you know what I'm saying, when you see them, they succeeding and they own the business and graduate college and all this stuff. He was like, dang, I did my job good enough so that without me, they can still move forward and do what he has to do. And that's what I see with the Warriors. Like, if he ain't been there and y'all still doing it, I think they go do it. I think they go win. I think they can win. And that him not being there isn't a deterrent, but it's like in motivation. Like, we doing this for coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember the Titans when Bertier was in the hospital because that drunk driver. They was out there on the field despite all the stuff that was going on, and they stayed for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we playing for our team, and we didn't pass all these racial obstacles, left side, strong side, we together. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it is. I think that gives teams more motivation, not only for themselves but for their coach. You know what I'm saying? To win and, you know, keep
make a lot of
keep
sense.
sweeping. So, you know, we wish the best of luck for Steve Kerr, and they find out what's going on with his back, and that, you know, they can stop the leakage, because that's up. So we're about to move on to the NBA draft lottery. So I did not know they had an NBA draft lottery. So can somebody explain that to me and to other people that are listening that don't know exactly what that is?
Come on, me.
What?
Really?
I don't care about this NBA. No, like, it's so.
She wasn't got mad at her.
Well, I didn't research what it was. You're right. Is that what you were about to say?
No, I wasn't about to say that. I wasn't about to say that at all.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking.
I was about to say, but I thought that you knew. I just thought you knew.
No.
That it was a draft lottery and what a draft lottery is.
No, so inform me so I can know.
Okay. Well, the first draft lottery, Hugh, was what, in 83, 84, something like that, Hugh?
I think it was.
It was the Patrick Ewing year. It was the Patrick Ewing when Patrick Ewing was number one pick. He was the first lottery pick. But anyway, I think it was 83, year before Michael Jordan came. Anyway, what happened was teams were tanking. Teams were tanking like crazy to get the first pick in the draft. In fact, then it was, you know, worst record get the first pick. So teams were tanking to get first pick and stuff in the draft. So what happened was the owners started bitching and complaining, and David Stern came up with the draft lottery, which means the more losses you have, or the worst team or whatever get ping pong balls. So they pull, you know, ping pong balls out or whatever, and it's the actual lottery, pretty much. So, yeah, you have the greater chance to get, you know, to get the first pick or whatever in the draft. So they give everybody kind of a chance to get, you know, the first pick in the draft. Well, yeah, the top pick, instead of, you know, just the whole worst record get the pick thing. So it's the actual lottery that they don't show you though. So that's why I think I'll tell how I feel who's gonna get the first pick. Anyway.
So you saying the worst team get ping pong balls with the lottery number, and then it goes from there.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
so like the Pistons go get a ball.
They'll get a couple in there.
So wait, so you get several balls?
That's what you get more chances to win.
That's what they say it is. The only thing we see is the card. You know what I'm saying? They done did the lottery off camera. So we don't see the actual result until the draft lottery to see, you know what I'm saying? They have like the little envelope with the team card in there or whatever. So it's weird. It's really weird. That's why I say it's rigged. I think it's rigged. I think you just buy it, pretty much. You just buy the first pick now. You know what I'm saying?
Because remember when LeBron just so happened to leave Cleveland and they just seemed like they got like back-to-back number one picks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then
that's when I started thinking
Cleveland so happened to get the first pick when LeBron came home. Like, man, hell out of here. Want that. Anyway.
All right, so now we've got what it is out the way. Jay, what do you think?
I think it's gonna be the Lakers. I think it is. I think Boston's gonna drop down to 3. I think the Lakers gonna get the first pick in the draft. I think they're gonna get Lonzo Ball. Simple as that. They're talking about it too much. I would be highly surprised if the Los Angeles Lakers do not get the first pick in the draft. They haven't had the first pick in the draft in a long time, since Magic Johnson. Okay? Since Magic, that was what, 79? We wasn't even born.
Yeah, that was definitely in the 70s.
Okay? So that was the last time they got it. The closest they got to it was a couple years ago when they got, or last year, wasn't it? Brandon, what was it? Brandon Ingram from Duke?
Yeah. That's my guy.
The second pick in the draft. So I think they're inching closer and closer. And I see that. Magic Johnson, the new, whatever, new president for operations. What way to get him started up? And come in about that stature, you know what I'm saying, a 6'7" point guard or whatever, with a loudmouth daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the yeah, but yeah, I think it's gonna be the Lakers, man. I think they're the sexiest pick. They're trying to get that franchise back, you know, and the open. They're America's team when it comes to basketball, you know. So yeah, man, they're dying without the Lakers being at the forefront right now. But they need to get them there. So I think the Lakers got like I would say an 85% chance to win the lottery tomorrow. I really do. They gave Boston the biggest chance to win it, but I got the Lakers getting that.
Hugh?
I think Minnesota, because they've been so bad at the team for so long, and they're finally getting a young nucleus of that team together. They got a lot of. Either they got fit from. Damn, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you was right when they had to pick up Minnesota. Then they did the little switcheroo. Together. franchise. Because I feel like the draft, but still, it's like, that's what I was. And they've been down so long. Now there are times really stuff with the brother. They have brother for a long time. Ever since KG, and at the time KG was there, they still, but like KG looked at it like, I still feel like right now, those still have fight fans, and that's why.
Well, we will see Saturday tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about that, see who was right, who was wrong. The winner, whoever gets the right person, I'll get a prize, okay? I'm going to tell you what it is.
Well, whoever gets the top pick or
Yeah, whichever one of y'all pick the correct team, they get the number one.
oh, okay.
The lottery winner, you get a prize. Okay? So I got you down. Hugh and Jay Lew.